Candiace, Monique did apologize to you. She did. She apologized to you at the reunion. You didn't want to accept it. You did not want to accept it because you felt that it came too late and that she should have called you privately to apologize, even though you were suing her at the time. She apologized to you. But much like most apologies that are thrown your way, that are presented to you at the reunion, you didn't want to accept it. That's on you. What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Tammy. This is Tammy Talks. Look at this here. Monique Samuels versus Candiace Dillard Bassett, round 10,000. Why are we talking about this in 2025? Before we get started, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button, thumbs up the video, hype the video if you can, and then leave your comments down below, which I'm sure you guys will, okay? I'm going to say this. I said what I said in the video. If you choose not to listen to the video in entirety, if you choose to stop after one word that you don't like and then start typing, right, without listening to the full context, again, that's on you. I'm not going to argue with people over something that happened 5 years ago. This is stupid. The fact that we're still talking about this is stupid. The fact that y'all are up in arms over the fact that Monique said they were not friends is laughable to me, because any other time it comes to the Housewives or reality TV and people say they're friends, y'all love screaming that they're not. So now Monique is confirming what y'all say about every other reality show and every other friendship about reality. Now y'all have a problem with it. Why? Why? Back in season 5 of The Real Housewives of Potomac, tensions came to a head and Monique Samuels decided to put hands on Candiace, okay? Look, did Candiace deserve to have her shit rocked like that? No, she didn't. She absolutely did not, okay? And y'all know I don't see it for Candiace in the capacity of this show. I'm sure she's fine outside of the show. In the capacity of Potomac, I don't see it for Candiace. In the capacity of the show, I don't see it for Monique's. Well, I don't really see it for Monique at all, truth be told. Monique's giving us Libras a bad name. A bad name. But let's talk about this. So, Candiace antagonized Monique. I stand on that hill. Drag me, Monique. Drag me, Monique. I stand on that. Okay? Candiace has too much mouth to not be able to back it up. However, we are too old. We are too intelligent to still be fighting with our hands. Monique made a fool out of herself with that, right? A complete and utter fool out of herself. Because not only did she reach over and grab Candiace, but she was like running around the damn barn trying to still get to her. You made a fool out of yourself, Monique, truth be told. You are whatever anybody called you in that moment. Okay? You are. You are whatever they said you were in that moment. That's what you are. So Candiace is off of the show now because she is never going to get along with Gizelle. Monique was offered to come back on the show as a friend of. Monique accepted that. So was it 2 episodes ago, Monique and Gizelle had a sit-down conversation, much of which was edited out. And so the fans had an issue with it because we were not able to see Gizelle take accountability for a lot of the things that led to the demise of her and Monique's friendship, okay? We remember how that season ended at that reunion, season 5 reunion, where Monique brought out that binder and read Gizelle for filth. I believe that's the reunion that Gizelle had like a meltdown on and screamed and cried and all that type of stuff. And because Gizelle is the production pet, they edited that stuff out and they didn't show it. We know that happened. Monique and Gizelle sat down, hashed it out, decided to move forward because they want jobs. Okay? They want jobs. People have a problem with that. I don't understand it. And I get it. People don't like Gizelle within reason. People have reason to not like Gizelle, but people don't like Gizelle. And what is interesting to me is how the hatred for Gizelle is so high, is so deep that anytime a housewife decides to move forward with her, anytime a housewife stops hating her, the audience turns on them very quickly. Because when it was announced that Monique was coming back to the show, a lot of people, a lot of y'all were like, oh, bet she about to come and get back and run down on Gizelle. And Monique didn't do that. They sat down, they had a conversation, they're moving forward, and now y'all don't like Monique. So because Monique is back on the show, she was on Watch What Happens Live. On Watch What Happens Live, there was a viewer question from the audience, an audience question on whether or not Monique is up for rekindling some type of reconciliation with Candiace. Monique said no, okay? And I'm going to paraphrase her quote because I didn't pull it up. But I didn't pull it up to read verbatim. Monique said that, they didn't have a friendship. And sometimes you have to leave people where they are. Y'all are upset about that. Why? Why? I don't get it. I don't get it. Now, if Monique is saying they were building towards a friendship, and she feels that now at this juncture in her life, because let Monique tell us she's on a spiritual journey, if Monique feels at this juncture in her life, she does not feel the need to have a reconciliation with Candiace, why does that upset y'all? I truly don't get it. Why does that bother y'all that she doesn't want to reconcile with somebody that doesn't want to reconcile with her? It would be different if Candiace wanted to have a conversation with Monique, if Candiace was open to it. Candiace is not. Right? Candiace is sitting on her podcast acting like she's not watching the show when clearly she is. Every single clip that I have seen of Candiace that has been posted about that podcast, she is saying, I heard, I saw a clip. Girl, you're watching the show. Just say you're watching the show and you want to talk about the show on your podcast. Just say that. I will have more respect for you if you just was honest about it. But I hate when they pull the whole, oh, I heard a clip. What I heard. No, you're watching it. That's why you know everything down to the letter of what's going on. So Monique is also asked in a follow-up interview the next morning on, I think it was like a news station, about an apology to Candiace. Monique said, I apologized to her already, and she did. She did. Monique apologized to Candiace at that reunion. And much like I said in my intro, anytime Candiace is presented with an apology at the reunion, she doesn't accept it. Monique apologized to Candiace at the reunion the same way that Gizelle apologized to Candiace and to Chris for the side comments on see if he was with it and sneaky link. Gizelle apologized for everything outside of saying that she felt uncomfortable. Chris accepted it. Candiace did not. Much like in this clip, Candiace did not accept it. So I pulled up the apology. Let me play it for y'all because I pulled up the apology.
I take full responsibility for my part and my actions in the altercation. That fight wasn't about you. Nothing that you said or did in that moment warranted the response that you received. I offer you my apology. I'm sorry for the pain that you're still going through and the fact that you still haven't healed from it. And I hope you're able to heal and move forward.
What do you want to say?
I can absolutely appreciate childhood trauma. It was a trigger that my hand was in your face. The problem that I'm having with receiving any sort of apology or remorse.
She didn't receive it. She didn't receive it. Stop. She didn't receive it. Candiace didn't want to receive it. The clip, that portion of the reunion goes on to where Candiace is saying that the apology came a year too late. She didn't receive it. So for Candiace to sit on her podcast and say that she doesn't recall receiving an apology and she now has PTSD, I'm gonna be real with y'all. Candiace wants to play victim. Candiace, we have seen you get rah-rah since that. So do I think Candiace might have PTSD from somebody reaching over and grabbing her ass? Maybe. Do I think that Candiace has learned? No. I don't. I don't think that Candiace has learned her lesson because we have still seen Candiace talk very breezy with people. And y'all champion Candiace. Oh, she has such a visceral vernacular and Candiace can read you down. No, Candiace body shames. Candiace has reads of a child. She just hides it with big words. Because you're talking about somebody's neck and ankles and their big feet and their forehead. Those aren't reads. Not when your forehead is the same size as Ashley's. So they're not the reads that y'all think they are. But it's body shaming. And because y'all don't like the person she's saying it against, y'all are okay with it. Candiace wants to play victim in this. Because truth be told, for Monique to say that, she just wants to leave people where they are and to move forward, that did not warrant any type of response from Candiace at all. Truth be told, it didn't warrant anything from Candiace. I don't know why Candiace felt the need to even respond to this on her podcast. I'm a Libra. I understand exactly Monique's train of thought. I 1000% understand it. You don't always have to have a conversation to have closure with people, right? Throughout life, the majority of us are going to drift away from friendships. We're going to drift away from relationships. I don't ever feel the need to have a closure conversation with a friend or somebody I was building a friendship with. Your actions to me are the closure. If you don't see me as a friend anymore and your actions show me that we are not on that level anymore, there is no need for us to have a closure conversation. So in Monique's eyes, Monique apologized to you at the reunion. You chose not to receive it. There is nothing more that needs to be said between the two of them. I don't think a conversation is necessary. And I see so many people saying they need to have conversations. Why? About what? Because let's call a spade a spade. Y'all want Candiace and Monique to have a conversation to get back cool so that they can go against Gizelle. It's not like y'all want them to have a conversation for Candiace's healing. And that's the annoying part about it. Y'all call yourself Candiace fans, and y'all are part of the Candy Canes. I think that's what her fan base is called. But y'all claim that y'all are a part of that, but y'all don't want her to have this conversation for real healing. Y'all want her to have a conversation to get back on the show to go after Gizelle. And that's what makes this so disingenuous. The fact that this is being talked about 5 years later is crazy to me. It's crazy. Should Monique decline to answer any questions about Candiace in her interviews? Yes. But she's going to keep getting the questions. I see nothing wrong with Monique saying, we were not friends. That past is in the past. Let's move forward. Let's move forward. Monique took ownership. Monique told Candiace that she did not deserve for that to happen to her. Candiace did not want to accept it. What more is Monique supposed to do? Over the past 5 years, everything we have heard from Candiace's mouth about Monique has been about how she's a horrific person. She won't even say her damn name. So why do y'all want a reconciliation when she's calling her that lady, that girl? Like, do y'all really hear yourselves when it comes to this? Again, let me reiterate, because somebody in the back is going to say Candiace didn't deserve it. I didn't say she did. Candiace was antagonizing and provoking Monique. However, she did not deserve to get them hands put on her like that. She didn't. Monique apologized. So for Candiace to sit her ass on her podcast and say that Monique didn't, that's concerning. And I just feel like that's playing into Candiace wanting to be a professional victim. That's all that is. Let me know what you guys thought about this. Um Keep it cute in the comments because the block is hot. I have no problem blocking people that get out of line. I don't care if you disagree with me. Do not be disrespectful in the comments because I know a lot of y'all hate watching me for Potomac. I appreciate the views anyway. But let me know what you guys thought about this down below. Catch y'all in the next one. Peace.